going on, guys? It's McKeith Valentine, joined here by the legendaries Caleb Farina and Kyle Moore.
What's up, y'all?
Yo.
No, I'm super happy. I've had both Caleb and Kyle on the show before. All of us went out, we did summer sales together. We're just boys, so I wanted to do this podcast. Maybe awaken a few of you sleeping fools to the world of awesomeness, perhaps. But yeah, I wanted to start off. I had I wanted to paint a little bit of a picture for you guys, okay? I think a lot of time, and I'm looking from just like the normal perspective that a lot of kids our age are in, a lot of kids in high school kind of going through the motions and stuff. We have this path that we're told, go to high school, get good grades so you can get into a good college, a good university. You go to a good college and a good university so that you can get a good job, so that you can make a lot of money.
Pay off student debts,
whether it's a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. You can drive a nice car, and that's like the only way. And all they preach senior year of high school or in high school period is like, okay, where are you going to go to college? Where are you applying to? How's your GPA? What extracurriculars? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then there's another set of people that they realize that, school maybe isn't for them just because of how, the system is, just they're maybe not a good test taker, not good at, following just the curriculum, like that set path of you have to do this, and this. And they go off to do like a trade school, whether it's like an electrician or a plumber or whatever. And they end up doing, well at that. They don't have as much debt. But when they're, learn that trade and stuff, then they decide to, start a business, but they're not able to scale it to a level. Mm-hmm. They don't have the skills necessary to be able to, train and lead other people in order to manage. They don't have the skill set in order to sell more clients and to get bigger jobs. They don't know how to grow, and they're kind of they end up working for themselves as a self-employed person, but they're not a business owner, a business mindset. They haven't learned the skills of how to run a business. Mm-hmm. What is it that we do that is so different from either one of those paths?
Everything. Everything. Yeah. It's 180. But yeah, everybody does tell you, you need college and like all that, and you need to follow that path. But I think a lot of people nowadays know that isn't necessarily true. There's other like ways to go. So this is just one great option. Like Mickey said, you can hit like a trade school or like regular college, or just try to, get into some kind of entrepreneurial path right out of high school. But yeah, I think the biggest thing that our job does for sure is teaches you like the skills to be successful like within yourself, like regardless of if you have a team, regardless of if you have a boss, because like we have a boss, but he's not out there making sure we're working every day. Like you have to be self-sufficient. So I think that's the biggest thing it teaches you for sure.
I mean, kind of coming from what we talked about last week, and just the mindset of having options. It's like you have so many options in front of you, but you never just kind of step out and do it. The cool thing about this option is once you do it, you get like 20 other options. So it's like you just continue to advance yourself in the whole lifestyle that you have, just because there's so many finances on this side. You have people who are working the job who are like, oh, well, before I came out here, I was doing Forex trading. You learn how to do Forex trading. Oh, yeah, well, before I came out here, I was learning how to drop ship stuff. Cool. Start running Amazon stores. Nice thing about kind of being out there is your brain kind of subconsciously stays out there because you're just in the mindset of success, always looking around where money can be made. Not saying that there's anything wrong being in trade school or anything like that. I did construction for a good portion of my life, and I really enjoyed it. But coming from what you said, it's getting out of the mentality of being a worker to being the owner. And that's really what the job taught me a lot about, is how to run my own life instead of taking directions from other people. Just go ahead, go out there, crush it. Some days it's hell, some days it's heaven, but in the end, it's always good for you.
Yeah. What is it about being out there over the summer that literally forces you? It kind of, what do we say? It like weeds out the pussies.
100%.
Like we can't work with people that suck, because if you suck and you're like a lame person, you're just not going to do well at this job. And so like you told me that, Kyle, like this job's awesome because like you're not working with, at a Publix or some random girl just like applied and had like a daddy's friend or whatever, and just like super lame and boring and like is always complaining. It's like if you're complaining and you suck and you're lame and you're not a cool person to hang out with, we will like
You're gonna be back in Florida pretty
ship you out.
quick like that.
You'll get shipped out.
Yeah. So what is it about this job that causes like the cream rises to the top, that where it literally like forces you like to rise to the occasion, to become better, or else you float? Like, what are the experiences that you have that make this job so interesting in the sense that it really is like survival of the fittest?
Yeah. I think it's a lot of like the team aspect. Like I think the team like environment that we're in provides like a really friendly sense of competition, like friendly, unfriendly competition, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like we like get pretty competitive with each other, but like I think it pushes everyone to be their best. So I think that's the biggest thing that separates people. Like when you can take it instead of like I have to be better than this guy because he's like a dick and I know that I can sell more than him. It's like that. I feel like that ends up like flopping you because you're like, why is this guy selling more than me? Whereas when you're like, oh, this guy's a beast, like, and I have to sell more than him because he's a beast, but I know I'm more of a beast. Like, I feel like it just forces you because you can't be negative. Like,
yeah.
That's one of the quickest things I learned out there. Like my first summer in Pennsylvania was like, whatever happens, like you cannot flip the switch in your mind to have like a bad day. Mm-hmm. Because then like you're just donezo, You're not talking to anybody. The people you are talking to, like it's not productive because they can sense that you're just bullshitting because you're in a bad mood or whatever.
What are some of the things that you do to kind of flip the switch in your mind when you're having a rough day?
That's like a great question. I actually like tried to work on that a lot this summer, like how to keep like positive throughout like long days, which I think a lot of us had a lot of those this summer, where it was like, especially because a lot of the times in Pennsylvania it would be like, if I'm not doing good, the team's not doing good. So it's not like an excuse, but it's like you're like everyone's off the gas, so you don't feel as bad. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times in Oklahoma, if you were having a shitty day, you'd look at the board and someone had 6, 7, or 8 deals already, and you're like, oh, like I gotta step this up. Yeah. So I feel like the biggest thing is just like literally not like the biggest thing I would do is not like let myself even think. Like I would like almost meditate like on the doors, like where I'd listen to like podcasts or like audiobooks or something and like literally just try to listen to every word like so contently, and I would track my doors and I would just go like from door to door like every single time, like not thinking about anything that had happened, honestly. Like I would just be like, let me just keep autopiloting until I find a deal.
I feel like last podcast we talked a lot about mindset. We talked a lot about kind of the factual experiences about the job. I'd love to kind of tell a story about, I think it was my second day just being out on the doors, and we started in Missouri. I forget what town it was, but we were out there in Joplin. And Tyler Lucky's the dude who recruited me and brought me out, and I'm out there trying to figure it out. I think I crushed 2 sales, which everybody was like, what the hell? But I didn't at that point understood what that meant, because I was just like, okay, well, I don't know what the hell I'm doing out here. I'm walking on these roads and stuff. Next thing you know, usually you get picked up around 8:39. That's like the end of the workday. Very simple, I guess. But something happened with Tyler and one of the other guys he had to pick up. So I'm wandering out here in the middle of Missouri, and I'm someone who hasn't traveled out of Florida too much. I've spent most of my years here. It's like 11 o'clock. I'm walking these streets. I'm hearing coyotes and stuff, just wandering around shirtless because I'm like, dude, what the hell am I doing out here? And I remember that conversation I had with Lucky that night. He's like, bro, are you good? I was like, yeah, I think so. I'm alive. And from that point onward, I was like, dude, every day you're going to have to figure out what you can do to make yourself better, because at the end of the day, no one enjoys walking around in the middle of the night unless you're getting paid. So I started thinking about it as a game of hide and go seek. There's people out there who are going to make you money. You just got to find them. So the people that aren't willing to buy the product you're offering and help themselves, don't even worry about them. I had such a great mindset when it came towards rejection, just like programming myself. No, fuck off. Good. Great. There was nothing to learn there. No time wasted. Long sale. No sale at all at the end because of some bullshit objection. Good. I learned what I said here wasn't valuable, didn't help them understand the concept. Because, I mean, I think in all of our brains, the product makes sense. If people aren't buying the product, it's on them for sure, just because we understand, we've done the study, and we understand the companies. So the main thing that I was able to take from just the experience out there, even in my real life now, is when shitty stuff happens, I just think, okay, that's good. I got that out of the way. I learned this. Next time when I do this, it won't happen. So it definitely does weed out the negativity for sure, because you're like, there's no reason to be negative. You got so many positive things going on. And let's say somebody drops 12. When you go home, if you're the only dude negative, people are like, dude, that dude's a dick. And that's something I had to learn so quick, is it's like, there's no point in resting in your own sorrows. You got another 5 work days. Like, you've got 6 days out of the week to be amazing. Don't let a single hour or 30 minutes completely fuck it up.
Yeah. And I think that something that Cole told us is every single time that a negative thought comes into your brain, the best thing that you can always do is immediately replace it with a positive thought. And so if you're thinking like, oh God, it's hot, this is about to be a long day, immediately replace it with, I feel great. I'm so glad it's hot. My skin is shining. I feel warm.
Yeah, it's cool out today, boys.
It's cool out today.
I know we used to be on that all the time.
We used to be on
it's free. I'm about to pull my hoodie out, man. It's like 98 out here.
Hot weather means satellites are cutting out. Like, it doesn't matter. You immediately replace that negative thought with a positive thought.
Even if it's complete bullshit. Like, even if you don't really feel it, it's like, it's crazy how just saying it like will start to convert your brain a little bit. And
something else too, like I know we've got a bunch of guys who are in a sickly state right now over out in Kansas, like they're not feeling too hot. I haven't gotten sick in like the last few years.
Turn off sick?
Yeah, whereas there's some people who literally there's some people who I know them and they get sick like every couple of weeks, every month or so, and they're feeling sick or they don't want to go to classes. And I'm like, it is not because I have like this great immune system. I used to get sick all the time, but every time I started like feeling a little bit down, I tell myself, no, I'm healthy. I'm in the best shape of my life. I feel amazing. I feel great. And then I'll do the things like, I'll go for a walk outside. I'll take a shot of apple cider vinegar, even though it sucks. It freaking tastes horrible. It makes you feel better. And so do the things that suck that make you better. And I think that's what this job is so amazing at, is like, we know that it's gonna suck going in. Like, nobody willingly wants to go and knock on strangers' doors and get run into rejection and to be told like, no, get off my porch. Oh, what are you doing? You're a scammer, blah, 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 blah. But when you go head on into the suck and embrace the suck, as Goggins says, it makes you so tough when you come out on the other side of it. And there's not too many people who are built like us. Like, there's really not. I don't know what did you guys have like a terrible experience like with somebody, like nobody died, and so I think we're above it on that.
Yeah,
my comfortability with other people holding guns has gotten a lot higher. It's just a normal thing. Hey, ho. You can put that away, man. I'm not hurting nobody. Multiple times. I mean, when you're going out there selling in the middle of the night, and it's so funny to think about perspective, because when you're out there, you start to put yourself in other people's shoes. It's like, okay, well, it's 8:45 at night. You're in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere. Probably knocking on somebody's doors, gonna flip them out. So I had this one dude who came to the door with a gun. He's like, oh, all right. No, my bad. I was like, yeah, brother, you're good. I understand. It's like 9 o'clock at night. Ended up talking to him. He's like, yeah, man. So my dad died, and actually I've still been paying the bill, and it's super high. He's got all these extreme channels, and I don't want them. I was actually able to save him a decent amount of money getting to him, just talking to him. So it's so funny. The main thing they teach you is the people on the doorstep are not the people inside the house. He's like, you want a beer, man? Just happens to be that these so-called people who you fear of knocking their doors live practically the same life everybody else does. Yeah. It's all about the same stuff. People love going to work. They love enjoying their families. Yeah. They love doing the things that are special to them. So I feel like perspective's a huge part of it, because it's like, oh, well, I have such this negative ideologies about knocking on a random person's door. Yeah.
And if you're up to no good, like, absolutely you should be worried about knocking on a random person's door at 9 o'clock at night. And I think that the customers, they can kind of feel that, like, obviously, they kind of sense your energy that you're giving off. And so if you're really there to help them, to help them maybe save some money on their TV bill, to get them help fix some problems that they're experiencing,
they'll sense that and then they'll ease down. Like the gun will go down, it'll go away. They'll yeah, you want to come inside? Like, yeah, I'm having a problem with this. Whereas like their walls are up super high when they first interact with you. But when they see that your good intentions, like I'm really here to just try to save you money on your TV bill. Like I work for Dish, I could probably get you switched over. You know, a lot of people have not really like DirecTV here in the last couple of years. They kind of been going down the toilet since AT&T bought them. And Dish they're actually rated #1 TV provider in the nation. I might be able to get you the same channel to save you a little bit of money. And then you just hold your breath, and they're like, "Oh, well, how do you do it?" or whatever it is, and then it ends up being super cool interaction. You know, you're going from complete strangers with these people, and I think that's what you know. I've been reading a lot of scripture recently, and I wasn't planning on bringing up any like you know, gospel, spiritual related topics, but you know, the thing that Jesus does so much, and why all these people, you know, come to him and why they love him is because he really just serves people. And when you can put it into the mindset of serving your fellow neighbor, because when you're in the service of your fellow neighbor, you're in the service of your God. When you go and you start serving people and really just trying to help them out, like even if you don't necessarily sell them, you just try to help them with something, people are going to they're going to like you. They're going to trust you more. They're going to want to invite you into their home. They're going to want to take care of you like they're your own family.
That brings up a super interesting story. Because I remember this one time, I was actually with you, the dude who had DirecTV and Dish, the old guy. Yeah. So we walk up to this dude's house. It was a pretty nice house. We were in a solid neighborhood. Yeah. I think, were we still in Missouri at that time? I think we were in Springfield.
I believe that was in Springfield, yeah.
Springfield. So we knock on this door. It's this super nice old dude. He's like, yeah, my DirecTV sucks, blah, blah. It's basically the same thing. Whoever, like, you sell is pretty much the same thing. They just hate what they have and they want something new. Cool.
It's everybody.
Yeah. So we go in there and we're like, all right, man, well, we can get you the Dish, like, and save you $60 a month. How do you feel about that type shit? Because he wasn't somebody who's you're gonna sit there and pressure or do anything like that. He was so open to it. He's such a nice dude. He's just lived by himself. And I started looking at his TV and I see his little receiver box. So I was like, hey man, by any chance, do you have Dish at all? He's like, oh no, man, I got DirecTV. It's running right there. So we call him in. He's had an active Dish account that's been charging him like $200
a month.
A month
for like 20 months.
yeah. I mean, guaranteed the dude was pretty loaded, so it wasn't like, holy cow, I'm not going to be able to pay for my groceries next week. But we were able to get his old Dish account canceled. Unfortunately, if you cancel an account, you can't create a new one. But we were able to save him on that side of things. That actually opened up the door for me to sell him an alarm. It was my first alarm sale. And we basically just run them through. We're like, yeah, man, so we just saved you $200 off the bat. I was like, you're a little bit of an older guy. Do you think maybe keeping the house protected here in Springfield would benefit you? He's like, yeah, I've actually been thinking about that a whole lot. Just haven't done anything. It's so many of these old people who are just like, I just haven't done it.
Yeah.
And that was able
That's exactly why I'm here.
That was able to open the door for an alarm sale. Which is not super likely. That's one of the things is you're out there selling Dish. The alarms is something that's like a little off grid. Mm-hmm. But I think it all just comes down to when you have good intentions, the world kind of just repays you in its own way.
Let's talk about the perks of this job as opposed to other summer sales jobs. You got guys selling solar, you got guys selling alarms, you got guys selling pest control, blah, 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 blah. You know, the industry, it's pretty, you know, it's kind of narrowed down to those certain products. Mm-hmm. What is the thing that you think about selling Dish that is so that literally we've broken every single record in Caliber history? Our team has been one of the highest performers in the entire door-to-door industry this entire summer. You know, we've literally shattered all the guys have earnings that are through the roof. You have so many rookies and first-year guys who have come out and have broken all sorts of goals and numbers, slammed it.
Come in, ball sack.
Yeah. Like we could name off. We could name off any of these guys. We got Ball, Bryce, Caden, we got Will Potts, Farina. Yeah, so many guys out there.
France had a B summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Timmy, Sebi coming out late.
Yeah, that boy Sebi is ridiculous.
Yeah, so many guys who Ephraim going out late. Let's go. Everybody loves Ephraim, and he's absolutely crushed it. And so, like, what is it about Dish and this experience, this opportunity of selling this product. I know you guys haven't had the experience of really working with, doing alarms or solar or kind of anything else with it, but what is it so nice about it that you think everybody has been able to succeed this year?
I think our team has to be the number one factor of success. I think we just have such a solid group of individuals overall that it really facilitates just winning. The group of team that we have, it's kind of hard to not be successful surrounded by our guys. But when Colt, I was going to do the alarms with them the first summer, any of them ever did it, which is crazy to think that I was almost an older OG, with Anton and Mickey, but I didn't. But when Colt, I was on the phone with Colt and he explained to me the alarms, and then, everybody pretty much does, I just, didn't do it for 2 years, and then I got interested when they switched to the Dish stuff, but Colt called me a little bit before I went out with Mickey for the first time, and he explained to me that basically there's 3 tenets of selling, right? You have to get people to know the product and trust in the product. You have to get them to trust the business or the brand, and then yourself, right? And and he explained to me that that's why Dish is so successful for a lot of kids our age, is because people already know the product because they already have satellite. We have leads with DirecTV. And they already know Dish because Dish is huge. So all you have to do is get them to trust you and sell yourself, and that's pretty much the only thing you need to get above 10.
Facts. I like that.
Well, A+ answer from Kyle Moore. I'm going to come in a little bit less professional. The main thing that I think the benefit is you're not really selling people anything because they already have a product. Mm-hmm. That was the easiest part for me to understand. It's dude, they have the same shit. They got the same stuff.
Literally the exact same deal. If you don't watch the Sunday Ticket, okay,
why not? So it puts you in this position where it's these benefits that you get just from selling Dish. It's just dude, they already watch TV. A lot of people who are out there living in the middle of the country, when you're walking and seeing more cows than people, all they got is TV. They want to interact with the real world. It's fantasy. And that was the main thing for me. It's okay, well, they already have the product. Dish is actually no bullshit. People kind of sell bullshit products. That's the main thing that kicks you off people's front porch, is they're so used to people selling bullshit. So it's when you come to the door, you're not selling bullshit. You're selling something people already have. It's better, and it saves money. So once you start to kind of fix your perspective on what you're actually doing on the door, you're able to operate a lot more efficiently. You're able to stop selling people and just talking to them, seeing if it works. My main line that I would use to people is, hey, my whole job is to find any reason why this wouldn't make sense. And half the time there was no reason unless it was some emotionally unstable wives blowing up the deals. We'll just throw it out there already. Bomb emoji.
Yeah.
But yeah,
hyperlogical.
I think that what you said has a lot of truth for sure. And I think another big reason we're so successful is because Jared, Grant, Colt have preached to us to not be bullshit artists in terms of selling, you obviously have to throw a little sprinkle in there sometimes of a little bullshit, But I'd say from a customer to customer basis, the average customer, we downsell more than we upsell, And we learned pretty quickly that was what works, because the last thing you want to do is oversell and then underdeliver.
You got people talking about
piss LaFall.
You got people talking about, do I gotta make a decision right now?
Yeah. It's and you see it all the time. I think the biggest example.
Why wouldn't you know?
The biggest thing is the text. I think they Jared and Grant, when they were out there, told us about that, and I started seeing it with my customers too. They're how we used to do. You always want to promise that the technician will be good. So you're oh, he'll be here on the date you provide, and he'll take 30 to 45 minutes every time I promise. And then they're well, then when they take 2 hours and they're an hour late, it's a way bigger deal than if you say, hey, our technicians are super busy. Usually it takes them about an hour to 2 hours. And, usually they're here around the time they said, but allow them a little wiggle room. Mm-hmm. And then it's you've prefaced, people are understanding for the most part, People are not as big of idiots as we paint them out to be.
Hello, wiggle room.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need a little wiggle room.
That was the main thing I started to understand talking to customers on a day-to-day basis. Is it was just like, you can't promise stuff because it's not going to happen.
Mhm.
As unfortunate as it is, as organized as the whole job is, you got people who are installing 30, 40 deals a day
Mhm.
because we're slamming deals. We're crushing, 60 or 70
Yeah.
installs a day?
Yeah.
So things are going to get messy. So I would always tell people, I was like, hey, they work normal jobs just like you. I know you just got off at 5 o'clock. They don't get off till about 8. They work all day. Unfortunately, if they're not here at the time we provide, just give them some room.
Yeah.
They're trying. They're burning on roofs all day.
Yeah.
People have sympathy, and the people that don't, unfortunately, it's not our issue.
Yeah. I think it's so important to realize like these are real people that you are talking to.
Yeah.
I know when you we talk a lot about droids and about the simulation that we're all kind of living in. But at the end of the day, these are like all real people, and they do have real problems. And you have a really cool position in the sense that you're able to solve a lot of the problems that these people are having. You're able to be, an expert in your field, super knowledgeable about the product, kind of know what really is the best, the best solution for them. And when you know that stuff, it becomes a lot easier to explain and convey it to the customer. Whereas if you do have, what you guys been saying, like a bullshit product that you're trying to shove down somebody's throat, you feel like a little bit more of a con man, of a pushy guy. Whereas this is like, no, we could literally send monkeys around, okay, holding signs that say, I'm the bill lowering guy for the TV, or I work for Dish. Are you interested? Like so many people, and we overcomplicate it so many times with, there's going to be a big truck, or we're working with the DirecTV and the Dish, or there's the AT&T sold direct, whatever. Like it doesn't matter. I promise you guys, the more you keep it simple, and you could have like, it's not like. I think the thing, and this goes back to what I was asking, like, what is the thing that makes us so different? What is the thing that makes Special Ops so different from the rest of the industry of the door-to-door guys? And what it is that we are just workers, dude. Like, we are literally just junkyard dog workers, okay? We work. And when you compare it to a lot of the other, sales teams in the industry that are out of Utah and Idaho and Arizona and all from out west, like, we've got a pretty unique demographic here in the sense that we're from Florida, and we've got like this awesome product that nobody else is doing, and like it's not saturated at all. We're growing so fast that everybody is kind of jumping on and trying to get a piece of what we're having. Whereas you got these other guys in Utah, what I call the pampered pooches, these returned missionaries a lot of the time, and guys who have had like brothers and siblings and whatever doing door to door for a long time, who may be super gifted with sales and extremely talented, have like a natural ability of sales. But then you have people like us who we can pretty much bring out any guy and and we can see that like as long as you just work and you're coachable, like you're willing to learn and you're a hard worker, that's it. You will succeed at this job. And so, like, you don't have to be the most talented. Your talent and your skills will grow. Don't get me wrong. You will get so much better, and you will not be the same person that you were at the end of the summer as you were at the beginning of the summer. That is not even a question. But we can bring out any guy, and we proved that this summer. Yeah. Just like being able to bring out any guy and having them able to succeed. As long as you're a hard worker and you're coachable, you will do good at this job, and you will make at least $10,000. It seems to be kind of like the baseline for just a few months of work. So that's pretty cool. That's what I think is, and like you said, Kyle, dude, the culture, the guys, like literally everybody's so fun to be around. Like I love these guys. For sure. We got everybody coming on the cruise this time, being number one office in the company history. They decided to let us take all the guys on the company cruise.
That be going down, huh?
That is
that would you? There ain't no way that boat redocks.
Yeah. So we got to throw money. Who's getting thrown overboard first?
Antonka. I'm liking it now.
The whole
Anton or Ephraim.
I predict about
the whole job is just like a literal representation of like basically being an immigrant and turning into Tony Montana. It's like you go from knowing not shit, but you just got these people who are absolute monsters. I remember people would come in there just with these evil eyes, just ready to make this money. It's like, yeah, dude, you go from knowing nothing and selling thousands of kilos of fucking cocaine. It's like the same thing. You got people like, oh, well, I hope I get like a deal today. Like that would probably look good on my paycheck. dude, I'm going to go out there and crush fucking 10 sales today. And I'm going to punch someone in the mouth if they say no. And it's like, you don't have a super professional atmosphere. You've got very professional people who run the company, people who understand, oh, yeah, we want him. He's fucking nuts, but he loves to work and he can work it out. Little representation of basically me just going out if you want to know the real facts of it.
Yeah. And I feel like that's like, bro, I was about to say too, like, I think our team has such an inherent advantage because we're all like gutter slugs. Like there's like probably one person on the whole team who hasn't been like rolling around in their own throw up, like, you know, in the street, and that's Ephraim, man. So like I think every single one of the rest of us like knows what it's like to be like a broke scumbag of society, and like I think all of us have made the conscious choice that we like refuse to do that again. Yeah. So I think that gives us all an advantage. And then what were you just saying? Because I was thinking of something when you were talking about it.
Who, the fuckers with the evil eyes?
Yeah, it was something like along those lines. Like, yeah, I think we just all like know that this is like our path, you know, like I think that's what makes our team so successful is I do genuinely believe that everybody out there like doesn't have to be out there. Obviously there's different options, but like we have to be doing something, you know? So that's like the best something for us, you know?
We're like the 97 Pistons team. That's literally what it is. It's the malice in the palace. It's like there's no... that's what makes it so fun for me. Is because you look around, you got people screaming at you in the morning. People like, fuck you, I'm not waking up. Get the fuck up. Go work. You got people, and I mean, I'll include myself in some of them, just doing bullshit. But at the end of the day, when it comes meeting time, when it comes time to rest, when it comes time to go work, everybody's so zoned in on the common goal, which is like, hey, we're out here for a reason. We've got money to make. Yeah, you might have been a dirty fucking, whatever you said, scumbag, slugger, I don't know, straight from the gutters. But it's like right now we got an opportunity to go kind of change that, go make ourselves something. And I think what it all comes down to is just those clinical personalities and Colt, Jared, Grant, Mark.
That man, Mark.
Who come out here and are like, dude, we understand you guys are 19, 20, 21-year-old bullshitters.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and that's what I was going to say on your last point. I think, like Mickey said, like a lot of these other teams of sales guys, like not even for Dish, but for solar, for life insurance, for whatever. They're like literally like farm salespeople. Like, okay, your dad was a salesman. He taught you how to be a salesman from a young age. I'd say at least 90% of our employees, like in special ops, are like Bull Force is like, hey, like I know you from something, and you're good at bullshitting people. So
I used to get super drunk with you and have fun. Do you think it'd be fun to go make money with me and then get super drunk and flip the situation around?
Yeah. Maybe hit the casino.
It's stupid what goes on out there. It's so funny because I feel like when we talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, just embrace the suck. Like it's so bad. Dude, it's the most fun of your life.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the best feeling? It's waking up on Sunday morning. Unless you're just
Saturday night. Yeah. Saturday night, like that, like 8:45, 9 o'clock knock is like the best feeling in the world. You're like, dude, like now I'm with the boys. Like, and we just like worked hard as shit for a whole week. No, there's no better feeling like than working a whole last summer, like, and then hitting your bed, you know, like back in Florida. And you're like, damn, that was a good summer. You
could sit here and talk about just all the experiences we've all had for years. It's like it's something that's undescribable, and you really only see the effects once you're in like your normal world. Like out there, it's not normal at all. First of all, I mean, you're waking up to us three every morning, fucking around. It's like people are blasting music, people are hyped, but the main thing is people are so motivated. So even though it's like from an outsider's perspective coming in, you're like, dude, these people don't do shit. Like these people are fucking crazy. But once you start to get delved in the culture, you start to see where the core values are. And the other bullshit kind of just keeps us sane in a matter of sources.
And you grow so much over the summer. Like I can't express like my gratitude for each and every single one of the guys on the team, just in the sense that they have taken what we've given them with, you know, the trainings and with the disciplines and the goals, the vision, the why. They've taken all of these things and they have ran with it, okay? They have not just like taken it and been like, okay, yeah, no, that's cool, and then like done nothing with it, okay? You guys have literally taken every single thing that we've given you guys and ran with it. And that's what I think, you know, a lot of people, they have this great opportunity. They have this great, you know, thing that they can do in their life. You know, a window of opportunity is open to them. And then they just kind of like sit back and they observe it and they look at it and they don't end up doing anything about it. Whereas you have guys like, you know, Caleb Farina here, who literally the day before, like it was like 2 days before, he calls Cole first experience, like, yeah, no, I heard about the job. Like, what do I have to do? And he's like, yeah, hop in the car. Tyler Lucky leaves tomorrow or something stupid. And you're like,
it's all stupid.
Do I have time to think about it? Like, no, hop in the car.
It's all stupid, but that's why the job is generally like focused on, I mean, males doing it. Yeah. Obviously, if you're a female and want to do it, you can't slide out.
Yeah.
But
you have to be able, you have to take action. Okay. You have to take action. There's only so much opportunity in the world. And like, it's so much better in my view to try something and fail at it than to never try at all. And so many people, they view the like, well, at least I never tried, so I never fail. Like, no, that's such a lame, that's such a pussy excuse. It's okay. You're never going to grow to the person that you want to be, and you're never going to live up to your full potential. And that's going to be such a shitty feeling when you're on your deathbed and you're like, oh, okay, I could have done more. Like, well, guess what? It's too late. So every single day you have to go and do something. You have to stretch yourself. You have to be more. You have these opportunities that are available and that are open to you. Like, everybody knows something that they can do to become better, or to make somebody's life better, to make your life better. Yeah. But we don't want to do it because we're scared. And so take the courage, have courage, don't be the cowardly dog, you know?
Yeah, you got to push the comfort. You know? That's how you grow, man. I think that was like, you know, like listening to David Goggins, bro. That man is such a beast. But there's like that clip of him, and I watched it again recently, but it really like set things into perspective. Like, he always talks about how he hates like motivation because it's like temporary, you know, like you have to be like disciplined and like obsessed with whatever you're trying to do, because motivation like comes and goes. And I know I'm like the least motivated human being on the planet. Like, even to get out of bed and come here to record this was like an event, because I was like, damn, like my bed feels so good. But I think so it's like, it's easy when you're in that perspective to be like, oh, like I just don't have like the gene in my brain to be motivated. Like, that sucks. I'll never be motivated and I'll never get anything done. But then you see like David Goggins and he's like, oh yeah, I'm the least motivated motherfucker on the planet. Like, I sit and look at my shoes like 30 minutes before I run because I don't want to do it. And you're like, oh, like he doesn't want to do it either. Like, it's not like some people just want to do things.
Yeah.
Don't. Like, everybody and that's what he said. Like, I was rewatching his Joe Rogan interview yesterday, and that's what he says in there too. He's like, this shit sucks. Like, it sucks for me just as bad as it sucks for you, you know?
Yeah.
But you got to do it.
Even if you don't want to do it, you got to do it. Like, if it's something that you feel like would help get you to the place you want to be in life, you have to do it. And there's no excuses. And the longer that you wait between that moment of, you know, I should do it, and between actually doing it, the less likely you are to do it.
Yeah. And I feel like every single time, like, the pain of doing the thing is like way less than the pain of missing out on doing it. You know?
Yeah.
Boom.
Like 90%.
That's another thing to add to the beneficiary side of the job, is Colt provides those little motivations every day. Because we've got like these crazy incentives, and from people who are coming out of like nowhere and just trying to make some money, there's like a lot of shit you earn that you just were like, oh, okay, that's cool that he throws it in there. So Colt really covers a lot of those motivational things. I mean, he's been knocking doors for longer than I've been alive. Yeah. He's been knocking doors for longer than I've been on this earth, and he knows what it's like. Plenty of times I've called him up and he's like, man, what are you doing? You're a stud. Like, go do it. Everybody can do this, but I feel like you're really good at it. Go do it. He's got money incentives. He's got this cruise incentive, which the cruise incentive is a huge thing for all of us because of the culture and the community. That was the main thing about everybody was bugging about the cruise. Like, well, what if everybody doesn't get to go? Like, that's going to suck ass because everybody plays a special role in the team. So Colt really helps with that motivational side of things. So the only thing you're really worried about is just yourself and being disciplined in your morning routine. Because really, guys like Mickey, and I feel like this isn't really talked about, Mickey's a huge beast. He manages our office. He manages how we kind of deal with those daily struggles and crushes it, a.k.a. why we're the best. But they trust us enough to manage our own morning routines be able to wake up with each other, get shit done, get in the right perspective and mindset to go do well on the job. So it's so cool to actually be a part of a company that takes really good care of you in the aspect of really making sure that you're accounted for, you're really taken care of at the end of the day. It's something to be super grateful about, because I feel like a lot of people will sign up for these like borderline base sales jobs, because I mean that's what it is. You're just going out there, getting thrown out there and seeing what you can do, and people just take shitty care of you. It's like, no, I don't really care. You're just a part of the company. You're just another number. But it's like Colt's the Godfather.
Yeah.
Colt knows your name. He makes it happen, and then Mickey obviously follows up behind him, and it all works out wonderful.
Yeah, I was over visiting somebody who was in a assisted living facility. They were kind of in like a pretty like bad physical state. I hadn't met the guy before, but apparently he knew my dad, and so that was kind of cool. But he told me, he was like, yeah, no, I was in the what business were you in? And like he goes around the room and talks to these to the sister missionaries, and like, yeah, no, how's the baking industry going, or how's the tobacco industry going? Yeah, I was in the tree industry. Well, actually, trees weren't my business. People were my business. Just trees were what brought us together. Mm-hmm. And so when he told me that, I was like, dude, that's crazy. Like, dish isn't our business, like, at all. Like, it's really just, people are our business. Like, I love these guys. Like, I've grown so close with, like, I didn't know, like, to think that I didn't know Caleb Farina 4 months ago. That is insane. Like, my life would suck. Yeah. I'm just being honest. But like, people are a business. It's just like Dish, and making money. That is what brings us together. That is our common goal. Yeah. That is the thing that we're all striving to be. And like the self-growth, the personal development, that just comes as a result of it. If you want to really maximize, and that's what every single one of these guys have just taken it and ran with that. But really, like, making a ton of money, learning awesome skills, having good experiences. That's what brings us together. But people, that's really our business.
Well, tell them about the first time you saw me walk through the door. Yo,
you mean?
Yo, what's up, man?
Yeah, I was like, dude, who is this fucker?
Yeah.
And I mean, he's a big ass dude, Like, this is a big ass kid, and this man Tyler's bringing him out, and it's like there's a little bit of, I don't know, like, what the word for it is, like, I guess, like, seniority. Like, in the house at that point, it was me, it was Mickey, it was Anton,
Ball.
And it was Will Ball.
Oh,
yeah. So it was like we were all vets except for Will Ball, And then Tyler Lucky and this man came in. And then so it was like, okay, like, we kind of got to size these rookies up and like see
where's this guy sleeping? I know he's not taking my bed.
And then we found out pretty quick that this man can't sleep in anyone's bed, because he sounds like a fucking zombie when he's snoring. But yeah, it's like, so I was just like, dude, who is this fucker? And that's how it is with like literally everybody. Yeah, I was just explaining that to somebody the other day. Like, I was explaining to them, like, they were asking me because I hadn't seen them since before the summer. Yeah. And they were like, I was talking to them and I was like, yeah, and then this man Ballsack, and then this man Drew, and then this man Caleb Farina, and then this man Ephraim, and then this man Timmy. Like, and I'm like telling them all these stories, and they're like, bro, who are these people? Like, Ballsack. That's what everyone asked. They're like, bro, this kid's name is Ballsack. Essentially. But, yeah, it's like you like get connected to such like a cool group of individuals, like, who are all, they like are like-minded. You have to be like-minded to be out there. Like, all of us are driven to some degree. Most of us are from at least Florida, not necessarily Gainesville, but at least Florida. So you have that in common. You have shit to talk about. And they know somebody who because they were recruited by somebody who's already out there. Yeah. So you talk about them. But it's crazy how within like a week, like me and this man Farina, like that first day, like we didn't know each other.
It took about a week and a few times when we busted them on 2K for us to get pretty tight. And it was awesome, man. You find yourself walking into a room of individuals you've never seen before. Next thing you know, I only have known Lucky for 20 hours. I'm sleeping right next to him. I'm like, bro, you're breathing right in my ear. Back up. You got Kyle who's sitting on the couch. You're waking up. Oh fuck! What's up, Kyle? Oh, what's up, man? Like, it's so fun, but it really all just comes down to the culture. That's it. Yeah. It's like you're in your own world, and it's just perfect.
Yeah. What so we still got some guys out there who are still crushing it in Kansas.
Yeah, shout out them boys for real.
What words of motivation do you have for our soldiers who are still out in battle?
Dude, keep fucking blasting, man. The other beasts. I can't even fathom like still being out there, like just because I've been back for a couple weeks. Like my brain has fully reset to being like not knocking doors every day.
Yeah.
So I cannot imagine this whole time still knocking doors every day.
But you know you could at the same time.
But yeah. It's one of those things where like once like the first like 3 weeks of knocking doors like consistently every day are like the worst 3 weeks you can ever live. Yeah. You're like, what the hell is going on? Like, I feel like this is my 1,000th day in a row.
And then it just becomes life.
And then it becomes life. And that's what I, like, towards, like, August, you know, like, the start of August, I was sitting there, like, thinking, like, damn, pretty soon, like, what the hell am I even going to do? Like,
I was scared to leave.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, what the hell's going on in society?
It is scary, like, honestly, to leave and then come back to Gainesville and have to be, like, you're self-sufficient over the summer, but it's like self-sufficient with a team of other self-sufficient individuals, you know? When you're back in Gainesville, it is 100% self-sufficiency.
Yeah.
And I'm the fucking king of being a bum. So like it's really easy to like let it run off. And so but shout out them boys. Y'all are holding it down. Y'all are still killing it. I see y'all on leaderboards every day.
Yeah. Keep blasting.
Keep blasting. Yeah, that's all there is to say.
I think what I would say for words of motivation is you're really only as good as the obstacle that you can overcome. Don't stay stagnant, because if you find yourself running into the same thing every day and you can't overcome it, you're really not getting any better. But as Kyle was saying, you guys are fucking monsters. We've been out there together for so long. I know we're not there right now, but that just gives you guys more of an incentive to make up for us not being there. And just, go kill it. Go make it happen.
Yeah. You guys are holding it down. I want to see all of you guys come back. Like, you're all so close to hitting crazy pay scale jumps, to hitting great bonuses and incentives. Like
September 16th. Yeah, you guys got.
Yeah.
You guys got your work cut out.
Yeah. You got another month for whoever's staying out that full length. Like, it's crazy that you guys are doing that, but it's so awesome at the same time.
It is awesome. Like, you got Jackson out there right now, bro. That man's been out of high school for like 4 months. He's like still out there slinging dish.
You guys are actually built different.
Yeah.
We had to come back and be normal.
Sitting on this couch, we're like sitting on
talking about you guys.
Talking about you got another month out there. Yeah, really sets into perspective. Y'all are beasts for sure, man.
Go bring that money home though. Bring it home. We'll have good time when everybody gets back.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just excited to see all of you guys. But yeah, anything else to say?
Oh man, knock some doors, man. Give it a try. Last thing I will say is I was talking to a couple of my buddies the other day, and they were like, do you like recommend this job for literally everybody? Because they were like, come on, like, don't give me the bullshit, like recruiting, like you know, there's some people who just wouldn't be good at that job, right? And I told them that there are definitely personality types that work better and work like more naturally, you know, are acclimated to do this job. And there are those that need to work a little harder. But I think everybody can do it, and I think everybody should, because you like Mickey said, you grow like more than you can grow doing literally anything else, like coming out for a summer. So get in contact with the team, man. Talk to Mickey. Join the squad and give it a try. There's literally no risk in floating around for a week and trying to sell some dish.
You don't know what you can do until you just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Get it done. All right, boys. I'll see you guys later. Happy Valentine's Day.
Peace.
What did I say Happy Valentine's Day for?
Valentine's Day.